PowerTalk Productions presents Dr. B, the ultimate legacy builder. PowerTalk is a movement, not just a show. Join us to explore life's challenges, share success stories, and uncover profit secrets from top experts and innovators. Get inspired, gain confidence, and elevate your business and life. Dare to be you and step into your greatness with PowerTalk. Thanks for connecting with Dr. B. Let's create a lasting legacy together.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here today. Today is a very, very special day. And with me, I have a very special guest, and it's Reverend Larry Manson. Thank you, Larry, for being here today. It's really exciting because we have great news for people out there. Your book has been released and published. Like, how exciting is that?
Extraordinary. Lifetime accomplishment. Thank you.
It is. And I just want to share people and let them see your cover. Give me a second. And for some reason, everything's been a little crazy on our side, right? But while I do this, let me see. Okay. Let me move it over here. But while I'm doing this, tell people who you are, where you're from, so they know a little bit about you.
So currently I'm living in Pennsylvania, area called Seven Valleys. I moved out here from California about 5 years ago. Prior to that, I was actually born in North Carolina, which I'll get into in a minute. And pretty much on my first birthday, my parents moved out to California. But this is the first time I've been on a show, so any kind of a show. So yeah, my dad was originally a kind of like he was an ambulance driver. His father was a minister. He and my mother met. She came to a service and then apparently wasn't able to find a way home. So anyway, they met, went to a malt shop. They got married. I've got an older brother, which I'll get to in a minute. But so yeah, he was able to get a job in the postal service. They moved him out to California, gave him enough money to rent an apartment. And the interesting thing about my parents, just to be brief, is my mother's went to college, was a surgical nurse. Family was quite well known in Hendersonville. Major plumbing company, whereas my father was in Asheville, which is kind of like a lower timber town, not much going on. So it was interesting that the two got along. But anyway, so the minister, his father, recommended that he take her home, and apparently they fell in love and they got married. So I was born about a little over a year after my brother was born. He was kind of the second born, but that I'll go into in the book. But then when I came along, she was very disappointed because I was born a boy, and she was just absolutely had to have a girl. So that began my dysfunctional family life. My brother was actually he was brilliant, but I would refer to him, and I politely say this because I've taken psychology classes, he was a narcissistic person, very controlling. I ultimately was like outside the family. My father, for whatever reason, I guess partly because of his pious father, his father's upbringing and all that, he told me that I was apparently possessed with a family curse and that he had to beat it out of me. Something to do with hellfire and brimstone Baptist belief system. So anyway, I never bonded with my parents. And so at that point, when I was like 5.5, I was like, I'd already tried to run away once or twice, which was kind of silly because I didn't know what I was doing. My father always knew how to find me. But then we went on a picnic, and at the picnic, there was a river nearby. And that's where it gets interesting in that at the river, my parents said, well, okay, we're going to set up the picnic and, stay close. And next thing I know, my brother says, oh, I'm going to go exploring. And it's, oh, look, I found this river. And he supposedly asked his father if it was okay for him to go in. So then he invites me. So as he invites me in, I'm thinking, I probably know what's going to happen, but I really don't care. And I what the name of the book is, The Whispers. I felt like I'm going like, please come in, trust us. You will receive wisdom beyond your wildest dreams. You'll have all the answers you've ever wanted. So I did. And so the next thing I know is I'm standing in front of a deity that I assumed was God. At that point, I was probably somewhere between an atheist and didn't really believe in my father's God and all that fun stuff. So, but I went into the river and I was shown what I was promised. I was shown information that very few people have seen. I'm aware of some of the stories of people that crossed over and came back, et cetera, and I can add to that quite a bit. However, when I came back 25 minutes later, they originally figured I had brain damage, and then they decided I had Asperger's, and so they kept me out of school for a few years, homeschooled me. I learned how to bake a cake. I learned a lot about, economy of using too much flour and this and that and the other. So I was considered I was stupid, so I played the game. On one part, I was barely made it through school, and on the other part, I always seemed to pass an important test to where I could barely make it to the next grade. And this continued on, eventually had a little college. I joined the Army, Vietnam War and all that fun stuff. And then there was an event that happened, and they decided I had PTSD, childhood trauma, and they gave me an honorable discharge. Couldn't go back to college. I had decided to get married, and at that point it was, I took an apprenticeship test in building trades, and I passed it with, I think, 98, 99%, which was phenomenal. Got a job, and for the next 50 years, I was in building maintenance, helping people, and always felt that I wanted to, I got into coaching, spiritual work, and helping people understand what it's like to be in trauma. So,
Right.
that's pretty much that.
So let me take you back a little
Yes.
bit to, when you went into the water.
Yes.
You said that your brother invited you to this river. How old were you at that time?
What?
How old were you?
5.5.
5.5.
I thought I said that. No, I was 5.5.
Okay. So you were 5.5, and then you both went in to play, or
that's what he said. Yes.
Okay. And as you're walking in, in the book, you're talking about that you actually drown, right? And
Very much.
You're consider. Do they actually consider you dead for about 25 minutes, or?
Well, that's a curious. My mother was a surgical nurse. However, there was no doctor to pronounce me. Yes, but I was not breathing. They had no activity. My mother actually was doing CPR for 25 minutes. My father, when I came back, I was over my father's left shoulder, and he said that you got to let him go. He's gone. It's been 25 minutes. So, and then it was Father's Day, so I know what date and time that it happened, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. And then what are because this book that's just about to come out, or it's already out. We want
Yes.
people to go get this book. If you've ever had a near-death experience or ever heard of a near-death experience, but you call it something else, what's the word that you give it?
The technical word is return from death, I believe.
Return from death. Yes,
Yes.
that's the technical. So we want you to go grab your copy. It's Whispers on the River's Edge. And this is an agreement of the unknown knowns. And basically, Reverend Larry, he dies for about 25 minutes. And if you've ever had this type of experience or have heard of it, I'm telling you, this book is a must. You need to go get it because it just kept me the whole time, as we are editing, me and Dr. Randy Reynolds, we edited the book, and the whole time you kept us very engaged in the reading, and we just wanted to know more and more, right? So thank you for that. But as you write the book, there's a special message. What's the special message that you get and that you would like to share with others?
There's two parts of it. So it's interesting in a way that my mother always talked about a garden and what happened, et cetera, et cetera. And somewhere along the road, she finally said that she was Eve, Shava, the woman in the garden. And my dad didn't exactly say he was Adam, but he concurred that that I was. She invited me into her life to help prove that Eve was not only innocent, but she was accused falsely. And I got to say, it makes sense that most of my life, everything that I felt was probably what she felt. So my heart goes out to any woman, any child who has felt traumatized, misunderstood, trying to figure out what happened. Please get the book, read it. I hope it helps to understand it. And from a spiritual perspective, I think God has a plan. We don't necessarily understand what it is, but I can guarantee you in my case, I'm still here. I shouldn't be. I will just add that I've had 40 plus near-death experiences since then, which is incredible. I mean, obviously, I needed to write this book. I needed to find you to get this book published. So for that, I'm grateful. And my next book will be a little bit more in depth on, go a little bit more on what I refer to, the specifics of how the Big Bang occurred, what activities go on in heaven, maybe the roles of the Trinity, which is also referred to the Elohim. It goes really deep into Jewish mysticism, something called the Kabbalah. And this is all things I was shown when I was 5.5. And over the years, I was able to find evidence that it's substantially true. So, I mean, what I'm saying is, as far as I know from the heart, it's real. And that's all I can say. And I didn't embellish any of it. It's just like, this is the way it is. So again, thank you.
So do you believe that almost all of us come with an agreement? Because I know you talk a lot about an agreement between you and your mom.
Yeah. So the agreement was proved that Eve was innocent. And I was able to do that. Perhaps not the right word, but I did a forensic study of the Bible. I'm currently learning biblical Hebrew, which is different than spoken. And there's a lot of parts that didn't make sense, but when you understand more what actually had happened, you understand. Yeah, there's bits and pieces, and I'll just go off the wall for a minute. Jesus had trouble with the Sadducees and the Pharisees, trying to get them to understand. You just don't understand the book, and it actually says that you just don't understand the book. If you actually stop for a minute and read it, you understand what really happened across all of it. But I have to laugh because I refer to it. I think I refer to it in the book as God's dysfunctional family, which we are.
Right. Yeah, and it happens in real life, right? There's so much dysfunction in some families, in most families, I want to say. But for those of you that are watching, this is a must read. I mean, um
I'd buy
it
it. In fact, I'm going to buy
yes,
several
I
and give them
mean,
away.
exactly. And if you're into spirituality, if you're interested in, back to what is it, you know, the near death experiences, or what,
Yes,
what, do you,
near
what is
death is
it you
fine.
call it? Near back, or back to life, right? Is that
Yeah,
what you're calling it? Hmm.
and I had a one-on-one conversation with what most people would refer to as God, Jehovah,
Hmm.
which was rather unique. I'm not quite sure too many people have had that, but I had a mission. I was supposed to, according to him, Eve was one of his special souls, and he felt bad that she got caught up. Only he wasn't allowed to change it because of the law of free will, cause and effect. There's,
Hmm.
yeah, it's difficult to explain without really. Once you read the book, if anybody has any questions, they can find a way to get a hold of you, and we can go further.
Absolutely, yes. So what I want everybody to do, I'm going to go ahead and show you the book cover again. You can find it on Amazon. And let's see, let's try again and share the book cover. And we're going to share the link here as well. I'm hoping everybody can see it. Let's see. Can you see it on your side?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So here it is. Go grab your copy now. Look, if you have about $5 to go buy coffee, then it's worth to go get this book and buy yourself a cup of coffee and or tea or whatever you drink, and then just kind of start reading it while you're drinking something that really relaxes you, that calms you down, that soothes
Yeah.
your soul, because it's really worth it. It's worth it. I'm going to share the link here. Give me a second. And that way everybody can go get the book.
I appreciate that. I gotta say, you've been just beyond um, my wildest imagination of being supportive.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I mean, this is a really good book. I mean,
Thank you.
even Dr. Randy, as she read it and edited, we look at it many, many, many times. She really enjoyed it. And sometimes we do write, we edit books, and they're good books, but we're not going to go read it again, right? They're good
Yeah.
books. And then she did say, you know what? This is a book that I want to read again once it's published. So I just want to tell you that she said that, which,
Thank you. So if
yeah.
anybody, I'll just use the word that seems to be common. If anybody's ever heard of channeling, yeah, that's what happened. Is this isn't from me. This is
Mhm.
from something way beyond me. And as I'm writing it, even when I'm reading the book, I'm going like, I don't believe I ever said this. I don't believe that I ever experienced this. And then I'll
Mm.
have a dream and go like, no, you're good. You're fine. Just find the right, I'll send you the right publisher. You're good.
Uh-huh. I
And he
know
kept his promise.
it. So I am going to share the link here. For those of you that are interested, go get the ebook. It's live right now, and it's going to help us really reach our goal. Our goal is to get to bestseller. So share it if you find somebody, or you know of someone who's interested in spirituality, who's interested in near death experiences, or back to life, or beyond the existence. I mean, this is a book that you really have to go buy, because it's an excellent book. I really enjoyed it so much. So thank you so much. So tell people, how can they find you? And let's end with a message.
Oh, how to find me. I'm on LinkedIn, on Facebook. My current, I have an NLP.sacredreality@gmail.com. that they could reach me at, and I will eventually have a website up similar. Haven't- I'll work with Dr. B and find a way to get it out to you guys. The one thing I will mention, interesting, is I believe it was William James, an American psychologist, that said the river is analogous to the consciousness of mankind. My next book is going to the intention is to bring everything I know and infuse that back into the consciousness of mankind that's been lost over several thousand years. So it'll be fun. And I know who's going to publish the book for me.
Well, I love it. I love it so much. So we're going to recommend that you go and get it. And congratulations to you
Thank you
again.
again.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much. So what we want you to do is help us share this link, share the Amazon link, go get the ebook. I promise you, you're going to love it. And then come back and share a comment and let us know what you think. And then the next book is going to come hopefully very soon, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Next book is needs a little editing and obviously needs a glorious cover like you provided for me, and all the illustrations in the book are just absolutely phenomenal. So yes, I will have probably within a few months we'll have the next one out as well, and maybe it'll be something like Return to the River's Edge or something. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll work out
something. Yeah, we're gonna work on the title. But again, thank you so much, and I am so delighted, and really congratulations for this amazing book. I love it. Thank you.
I'm just over the world over it. It's just amazing that I could share the story, and maybe one person can decide to back away from, and I apologize, back away from ending their life because I'm familiar with the feeling, and I didn't, and my mother didn't. And it just, once you get past that, then you begin to understand what your purpose is here. Once you understand your purpose, everything changes. And that's why I'm into spiritual coaching.
I love it. So go ahead and connect with him. Yeah. Connect with Reverend Larry Manson. And
M-A-S-O-N, Mason. Yes, that's fine.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. And stay tuned. Blessings to all.
Yeah.